So in this video I'm gonna actually add the final content for this content area, and the text layers content that I'm gonna add is gonna be the same because, as I said before, we are just practicing, so it's not really important for us what we are using as a content. So I'm just gonna create our first text layer here, and this text layer will tell the buyer or the customer that what kind of products these manufacturers are manufacturing. So I'm gonna say the manufacturer name. I'm gonna hit enter, not the numpad enter, but the big one. And I've already copied this little icon that you can see here, which you usually use in lists. So I've already copied it from a document, and I'm gonna use it here, and I'm gonna just type in some products. So, for example, aircraft modular power supplies, and oops, there's a typo, and then hit enter again, and for example A320 batteries, hit enter, and for example battery chargers, for Boeings and MD-80s, for example, and battery packs as well. And as I said before, I'm gonna use this text layer for all of these companies because it's not really important for us what we are using here, and I want to save time. So I'm just gonna hit the numpad enter because we are finished with this, and I'm gonna resize this, and let's try out some sizes. Maybe about 41 pixels, and I'm gonna use a color that we are actually using. First I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and I'm gonna use the red color in the logo. So I'm gonna go for the color picker, and we will use this, and hit enter. And I think we are pretty much done with this. Maybe if we add a little space between these dots and the actual content, and I want to move it in the center as the actual product title. So I think this looks pretty much okay for us right now, and I'm gonna probably copy paste this. Maybe I can make the text bigger, because, well, let's say that I want this text to be, well, let's say 46 pixels, and I'm gonna change this to about 36. And let's see. Now it looks much better, because actually with a really small text, the customer would be a little bit afraid to actually look at it, in my opinion. So let's align it again, and now I think the previous alignment was better. So since there is a lot of empty space here, and by looking at it, if it's aligned, it won't look like it is aligned because the empty space here. So I'm gonna stick with this alignment, and I'm gonna copy paste this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So I'm gonna hit Ctrl J 6 times, and I'm gonna move them down. And later I'm gonna align them accordingly. Now you can skip this part if you know how to do this, but I'm doing this because, you know, I want to make sure that everyone is familiar with this process. So I think we are good. So I'm gonna select all of them and hit V, select the marquee tool first, and I'm gonna align them again to the center, and now move them to the right a little bit. And now, as you can see, we are pretty much done with this, and we can move on to the details section. Now, these details will give some very specific information about the products of these manufacturers. So I'm not gonna go into these details very much because this is not very important for us neither as the content of these text layers. So I'm gonna type some information about the first company, and I'm gonna copy paste it and use it for other companies as well. So let's do that. I'm gonna go for the text layer again and type Cage, and actually enter some random numbers. Hit the big enter. I'm gonna type applications, and I'm gonna enter some aircraft types. So, for example, Boeing 717, Boeing 737, NG, and let's say Boeing 747. Into another line, Airbus 320 series, and for example MD-80. And I think this is enough for us. And another thing is an ATA chapter, which is actually, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna type it in here because why not? The more content is the better. So I'm gonna hit numpad enter, and I'm gonna change the color of this first line to the color that we used used here. Well, I have to zoom out to get the right color. So let's see. Yeah, the color has changed, and I'm gonna change these lines colors as well. Now they will be black. So I'm gonna change these colors instead, and I'm gonna use the one in the logo, this gray one. Let's see. Well, it's a little bit light gray, so I'm gonna stick to this color that we used before, which is 42, 40, and 41. This darker gray, and we are done with this text layer. I'm gonna copy paste it 6 more times because we need these details for every manufacturer. So let's hit Ctrl J 6 times, and I'm gonna move them down one by one. So let's do that. Again, you can skip this part if you are already familiar with this process. I'm not gonna speed this up because you can skip it, so it's like the same thing. And yes, we are done with this. I'm gonna select all of them as before and align them to the center of our selection, and the selection will be this area. So go back to Move tool, and yes, now we are in the middle, and I think all of them is in the right place. Maybe this one is a little bit sorry. Yeah, maybe this one is a little bit down. Yeah, you can align them if you want, or if you don't want to, you can skip again. I'm gonna align them for the sake of this tutorial, because why not? And yeah, so you want to make sure that they are on the same line. So basically that's the real importance here. And the last thing I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna align them. I'm gonna group them, because as you can see, there are a lot of layers here, and we don't want to be confused. So these separators that you can see here is gonna be grouped together, and I'm gonna rename this group to well, let's say content separators. I'm gonna group these icons and titles here as well. So for example, this one, yeah, I can group these together to make it more obvious. So I'm gonna hit Ctrl G, and let's say titles and icons. And the last thing is these text layers. Well, this text layer is somehow among these above these second layers, so I have to move it down. And now I'm gonna group these first layers to products, and these cage layers, well, let's name them cage layers, and I'm gonna group them to details. And now our design looks much better and much easier on the eye. And what are they? Oh, these are the logos. So we can group them as well. And let's say logos, for example, maybe. Yes. Let's rename them to logos. And now, as we are almost done with this design and this lecture, I'm gonna end it here. And in the next video, we will create some highlights for these text layers to make them more customer friendly. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.